Hi, promise not to sound too preachy today, but at the same time, I want to put the point across. So, I'm here today to talk about what happens when we consume too much information. When we consume too much outside information, I feel we lose access to our inner intelligence. And without even realizing, we start outsourcing our focus, our decisions, and even our sense of purpose. Have you ever noticed how busy your mind feels these days, even when maybe nothing much is happening around you? Or some might even feel that we live in a time where information is available in abundance. I truly believe that. But our focus, our presence, and our inner clarity is becoming rare every passing day. And I want to talk about how much outside information creates noise in our own head and how that noise is slowly pulling us away from ourselves, our families, and even our ability to serve others. Now, what do I mean when I say outside noise? This comes from my personal observation and not from the judgment. I feel we are presented with a buffet of content. I'm sure many would agree with me. It's a buffet of content which keeps us up all night, constant scrolling, right? So many podcasts to listen to and grasp the information. I've even personally met people who want to catch up on every latest episode to avoid the FOMO. Others' opinion, reels, binge watching on news, so much available. And sometimes you even feel 24 hours is less to consume all the information that is running on every channel and every social media. And of course, there is spiritual content, there's advice, including do's and don'ts to live a balanced life. But while we are learning so much, we lose the balance of time. Everyone seems to have some hack in trying to teach us how to live, how to heal, how to manifest, how to parent, or even how to earn. What happens when one is consuming too much? Even good content becomes the noise. Please know that this mind that we have, this mind was never designed to hold this much of information without having enough space to integrate it. And information without integration just becomes mental clutter. Now let's see how it's impacting our focus or our inner connection. It impacts your mind and your body consciousness. Many are just eating looking at the white screen. You have bad body posture because we are busy consuming the content. Mind is constantly jumping from one thought to another. I have so many clients say this to me that they find it difficult to sit in silence. Do you also feel restless during your meditation or prayer? Guess what? Mind doesn't let you sit with all the clutter that you already have. Another symptom of mental clutter is you're able to start something new, but you find it very difficult to finish it. Again, this is my observation. When the mind is constantly occupied, the inner voice becomes faint. And you don't even realize when you start trusting the social media information, the online content, or someone else's experience more than your own wisdom and your own guidance and your own life experiences. I'm sure this resonates with so many today. Let me tell you what troubles me the most when I see so many people glued to the screen or plugged to the AirPods. I can see how it's deviating us from not just from our self work, but also distancing us from our own families and even community. Listen, if you're someone who's passionate about self work like me, then please know that it needs your presence. It needs the honesty with yourself. It needs your time with yourself. And you won't even realize when this outside noise becomes an escape from sitting with yourself. And here's the powerful truth: it's easier to consume information than to act upon it to actually transform your life. You don't want your loved ones to be physically present with you, but mentally somewhere else. So here's your reminder not to do that with anybody else. I'm sure you know how you feel when somebody, your family or friend, is paying attention or listening to you fully. And that can happen only when one is practicing enough to be fully present every single day. Here's a gentle reminder: love needs your presence, not your information. And let's talk about community and service. True service comes from grounded people, and it doesn't come from overstimulated minds. I'm sure you would agree with me. When we are rooted in ourselves, service can flow naturally. But when we are scattered in our mind, even good intentions can feel heavy. Having said that, let me say this too: I am not demonizing information. Information isn't the enemy, unconscious consumption is the root cause. And this is what I'm offering respectfully today. Information should support your life, not replace your lived experiences. Because wisdom comes when information meets the silence. Like I say, from my own personal experience, silence is where the integration really happens. So you don't want to compromise on the integration part and just keep on consuming endlessly. You don't need to disconnect from the outer world. All I'm saying is you just need to create balance between the outer and the inner world. Here is some food for the thought. What if you consumed a little less today and listened a little more? Wouldn't that be nice? Your life doesn't need more information. I think you have more than enough. What it needs is your presence. What it needs you to take some action. Create the change that you have already consumed from the information and bring it back to your life. Make it part of your life. And then maybe go back and consume a little more. If this resonates with you, sit with it today. No need to fix anything. Just notice. Thank you for listening.